What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Studio Breeze, and I got my brother here with me.
Keith Mills, what's good, y'all?
We are here today. Deadpool is here, and speaking of Deadpool, I know you've seen that crispy ass thumbnail. Deadpool has confirmed for us in this part right here. Roll the clip.
Colossus and Juggernaut will lose their minds knowing I'm going to be a Vanguard first.
So as you can see, both Colossus and my boy the Jugs, aka Juggernaut, have been confirmed by my boy Deadpool for Marvel Rivals to come. So me and my boy Keith took the liberty of making some kits for these guys early, some predictions, if you will. Let us know in the comments below how you feel about the kits, what you think they will be, and how it'll go when the game actually releases these characters. And without further ado, here we go. Starting off with my boy Juggernaut, we're going to have him be a mobile brawl tank. Very good at disrupting enemies and having a little bit of shield, and he has a little bit of a momentum mechanic we'll talk about later. HP, we're going to start off with 700. Now for his primary heavy hooks, we're going to have a short range 3-hit melee combo. Hit 1 is going to have 45 damage, hit 2 is going to have 55, and hit 3 is going to have 75, and it's going to have a very small knockback.
And today I'm coming in with my boy Colossus. Now I'm not going to lie, I did have a little trouble trying to make a kit for him because of his power set. So I did some digging, did some research, and apparently he got some powers from Apocalypse, so I'm going to kind of rope that in a little bit too. I imagine him being a tanky Vanguard with 700 health. When his health runs out, his armor breaks and his health goes down to 300. He has 2 primary weapons. His metallic fists is a slow 3-hit combo with a stomp at the end that knocks enemies back, and it does 30 damage per hit, and the stomp does 20 damage. His stomp also has a ripple effect, stunning enemies for 2 seconds if they're hit with it. He also can use shapeshift, which are the powers he gets from Apocalypse, and it allows him to transform his fingers into claws that are fast, and they do 20 damage per claw swipe, and you just switch which one you want on the fly.
First up for abilities, ability 1, Unstoppable Charge. It's going to be a short lunge about 8 meters. The damage is going to be 60 on hit. It's going to apply a 25% slow for 1 second. Now if you hold the charge for up to 1 second, then it's going to be a 14 to 18 meter rush depending on the charge time. Now if you hold the button and charge it for a certain amount of seconds, then the rush will be between 14 to 18 meters depending on the charge time. The damage will be 60 to 95 depending on the duration, and it also knocks enemies slightly into the air for a soft CC, kind of like the Thing. At full momentum, the charge will gain 40% CC resistance during the dash, and it breaks down light barriers. The cooldown will be about 8 seconds, and it'll reduce to 6 seconds if he hits at least one enemy with the full distance charge.
His first ability is called Mutated Cage, which allows Colossus to drop parts of his armor through the liquid manipulation onto the ground. If an enemy stomps onto it, it bounds them for 4 seconds, and if another enemy stomps onto a different one within a 5-meter range, a link is created and it binds enemies together for 5 seconds. But if a teammate steps onto it, it gives them 100 armor. He can only drop one every 3 seconds, and the caveat is each drop he loses 100 health because he is dropping pieces of his armor.
Ability 2, Crimson Rampage. It's a 360 ground slam around Juggernaut, about 6 meters in radius. The damage it does about 90, and it grants a 120 health point shield for 3 seconds. It briefly slows enemies by 30% for 2 seconds. The cooldown will be about 10 seconds, and is reduced by 1 second per enemy hero hit, but it has a cap at 3 seconds of a reduction.
His second ability is called Leap of Wrath, which allows him to jump up to 8 meters akin to the Thing and grab the enemy. When he has the enemy, he can either throw them into another one and do 50 damage to both enemies, or crush the enemy to do 70 damage with a cooldown of 12 seconds. And for his third and final ability is called Flying Giant, which allows him to create wings on his back, and he goes into the sky pretty much like how Hela uses her ultimate, and for 6 seconds he can shoot liquid claws at the enemy. If you shoot 2 at the same spot, it creates a puddle that can bind enemies. But they can also provide armor as well to your teammates. But these specific puddles give 200 armor. And each claw that lands does 40 damage with a cooldown of 20 seconds.
Mystic Bulwark is where he raises a frontal cone shield for about 4 seconds. It reduces frontal damage by 50% and converts 20% of the damage absorbed into healing for 3 seconds after the ability ends. In this mode, Juggernaut can still move and use basic attacks, but he cannot use charge while the shield is up. It has a cooldown of 10 seconds. For team ups, we got Juggernaut and Deadpool maximum overcharge. Both in proximity. If Juggernaut has charge on cooldown and Deadpool has his mobility skill ready, both tap within a short window. Then Juggernaut launches to the air with Deadpool on his back, running into an 18-meter line. Juggernaut doing 80 damage to all enemies hitting the path. Deadpool doing 60 damage per second during the rush. And it also applies 30% healing reduction to all enemies. You can also end it early for an auto slam for about 70 damage and a small knockup. Cooldown will be about 35 seconds shared between the two characters. Team up 2 with Juggernaut and Magneto, Magnetic Juggernaut. Magneto marks an area. If Juggernaut has charge ready and is within 15 meters, Magneto creates a 3-meter radius, a magnetic vortex for 1.5 seconds. It pulls enemies closer to the center, and it does minor tick damage, about 20 per second. Juggernaut auto charges through the vortex and then does damage for about 120 damage to enemies in his path, and with a strong knockup, about 6 to 8 meters. Juggernaut auto charges through the vortex and does 120 damage to all enemies in his path. Juggernaut also gains 180 shield and 25% CC resistance for 4 seconds. Magneto deals 15% extra damage for 4 seconds to enemies the Juggernaut hit. The cooldown will be about 45 seconds.
And of course, he has to have a team up with his sister Magic. And she, of course, will be the anchor, and this will allow Colossus to use her portals. When he comes out, he does a powerful uppercut doing 50 damage. He can teleport 2 times. If he activates the team up after grabbing an enemy, he then drags them into limbo, instantly killing anyone under 250 health, but he isn't allowed a second portal with a cooldown of 60 seconds. And for his ultimate, he pretty much becomes invincible for 7 seconds, absorbing all incoming damage. At the end, he can either reflect it back to enemies to do up to 700 damage in a 10-meter distance, or he could turn it to healing and use liquid projection in order to heal teammates in a 10-meter distance up to 700 healing.
His ultimate Crimson Juggernaut lasts about 8 seconds. It grants 300 overshield and full CC immunity. His charge automatically goes into full charge mode, and it now travels 20 meters, damages 150, and does a strong knockup. And it destroys destructible cover. And for Crimson Rampage, the radius increases to 8.5 meters and does 130 damage. And each enemy hero hit extends the ult by 0.5 seconds, up to 2 extra seconds for the ult. For skins, we have the X-Force skin. And we have his prisoner outfit from the Deadpool movie.
And for them badass costumes he got, my mans needs that Horseman of Apocalypse skin. I needs that day one. He also needs his Phoenix Force costume and Uncanny X-Men. So guys, that has been our kits for Colossus and Juggernaut. Let us know what you guys think about them. Let us know if you want them as Vanguards. Let us know what other Vanguards you want in the game. And as always, I'm Keys.
And I'm Breeze.
And the struggle arc continues.
Be breezy.